Hi and welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm Jason Rolls from Sunseeker Torquay and I'm with my colleague here,
Andrew Thomas from Sunseeker Mallorca.
And we're here to take you through this very well presented 2013 dealer approved Sunseeker 80 yacht.
ALAFIA, this 80 yacht, is a two-owner from new, meticulously maintained. Let's go and have a look.
So Andrew, we're on the flybridge of the 80 yacht and I really like this area. I mean, to me, I think with this space, it's left to the imagination, isn't it, really? I mean, what would you put up here? A couple of chaise longues, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, we've got it before, we've got some like bean bags or something like that. Just imagine that. This is a real nice area. Look
at the view anyway. I mean, we're just outside of Port Owls, but what a great place just to sit, anchor, relax. It's perfect, isn't it, you know? So
this is really this sort of like chill out, take your time, after lunch, a few drinks.
Yeah, no, it's
sun lounges or beach bags or whatever it is up here, and you can just relax.
Low level lighting as well. Oh, not even that. I mean, go further onto the flybridge, we got a huge U-shaped sofa there on the port side, massive dining table. You've just folded that out, haven't you? And like, do you reckon 10? Or 8, maybe, comfortably, two director's chairs.
Two director's chairs here. Yeah. You've easily got 8-10 people up here nicely. But if you're not sort of having a formal lunch, you can obviously just make it into more of a sort of daytime table, really easily.
Be nice in the morning coming up here, little coffee before the boat wakes up, if you know what I mean, before everything gets busy. Electric sunroof, great option, almost a must-have at this size.
Yeah, I mean,
it's pretty standard now, isn't it?
Having that now fully open as well, you appreciate the light. I mean, we've not got the sunniest of days, but the light and brightness it brings into this space.
I mean, let's not forget it is February. It is February. But I mean, on that note, we obviously need to mention the all-important wet bar. So we have a grill, fridge, prep station, ice maker, cool box.
And a cool box.
So everything you need, prep the boat up, ready for the day. Shouldn't have to go downstairs too often.
No, get it stocked.
Right. Yeah. Obviously, we'll touch on that later, but I think this size, we are very much sort of owner-operator, depending on the owner's requirements, potentially, or potentially crew. Sorry, not owner-operator, sort of 50-50 is the word I was looking for.
I mean, you're right on the end of the spectrum, I guess, depending on the owner's perspective, how comfortable they are.
Experience,
You know, it's a relatively easy boat to manoeuvre. We'll talk about the tech stuff in a bit, but you know, with the sort of thrusters and things that are on it, it's easy to drive.
And I mean, if you look at this helm, you've got obviously captain's seat, co-pilot seats. We got updated Raymarine chart plotters here, so they've obviously been done at some stage during the boat's life. And we've obviously got autopilot. You've got your thrusters, bow and stern, as well as
got the joystick as well. So you can actually use this like an IPS drive in essence. This takes control of the thrusters and the engines. So by moving the joystick, you can actually simulate where you want to move the boat using this.
Yeah, so bringing us back to that conversation that, depending on owner's preference, that it is a manageable boat on your own if you wanted, but then there is the, you know, you'll see that later, so stay with us, but the crew cabin on here is huge, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
so
if you've got crew, if you're going to run it with crew, which you can, of course, then the crew space is great.
Great, you know, so I think with that, let's go on down to the cockpit.
Should we go down to the cockpit?
Yeah, let's go do the cockpit. So in the cockpit now, Andrew, and I can't help, you know, it sounds like we're repeating ourselves here, but again, another huge space on board. I mean, it is 80 foot, so it's going to be a big boat. Let's not deny the obvious here. But yeah, I mean, massive social space. And I have to mention to you, this teak, it was replaced, right? Is that right?
Yeah, so all the teak on the boat, external flybridge, cockpit, side decks, platforms, all been replaced. So it went down with a slightly thicker teak as well.
I think it's 12 mil, wasn't it? Yeah, so exactly. That's got, you know, lots of life left in it. You know, for the next owner, that's an expense they're not going to have to obviously factor in because it's been done. It's going to last a long while. I mean, I must say, and in your experience here with obviously Sunseeker, with how long you work with the brand, this does feel like a real solid boat. You know, it just everywhere you feel, you know, thick stainless, everything. You know, it's
whatever you touch, whatever you feel, whenever you're walking around the boat underfoot, the whole boat oozes.
Nothing's creaking, is it? You know, it's all solid.
It just oozes quality and it's solid.
I mean, look at this. Even these transom gates. They're huge, right? If you've got little ones on board, anything like that, you're not going to be worried when they're closed. Obviously, when you're running at sea as well. So, but attention to detail, you know, Sunseeker logo there, which is quite sort of standard. But even, you know,
you also see, even with sort of the rope work and the running gear at the back. So look at the size of the cleat that you're working with, because the boat is a yacht. You know,
rope locker as well.
Hydraulic winches, big cleats. Got the rope guides here as well. Everything about it.
It's just even this handrail. I mean, it's just solid, isn't it? You know, nice seating again at the back, and then, you know, going down through these transom gates does take us to the bathing platform, where we have access to crew cabin.
You can see now that teak on the platform, especially.
Yeah,
you can see how much teak there is on there.
It's just, you know, I think that was thicker now than it probably came out of the shipyard.
I would say so, yeah, definitely.
So standard high lay bathing platform on this one. Your storage locker up here. So I think at the moment we've got the cover in there for the Williams.
So you've got quite a big storage there.
You can put all sorts in there, can't you? Roll up paddle boards, everything.
There's a socket in there as well, so a DC socket. So for inflating water toys or topping up the tubes on the tender, you can plug a pump into there.
Easy.
All easy.
Transom shower, assuming your side.
Shower's this side.
Port side.
Pull out from here.
And
obviously then we've got space for this huge Williams on the back.
Yeah, I mean, what's this? 445. So. Huge tender, ample size, enough to get you and your guests ashore, or even to play around with those water toys.
And even with that size tender, you're able to walk around the back. You're able to open the crew cabin door, so you don't have to drop the tender off.
I mean, going back to quality, just for the purpose of the video, lift that crew cabin door, because it is easy, but it's not easy, is it? You know, I mean, look at that. It's just
heavy, but solid.
We'll dive into the crew cab later, but you know, as we mentioned when we were on the flybridge, it's got enough down there for free crew. It's a washer dryer in there, access to the engine room as well as secondary access in the cockpit. It's a really good size, isn't it? It's well thought out, and it's a good space. So.
Good.
So I think with that, we better go up the bow and look at that area, right?
Yeah.
So we're going up the starboard side of the boat now, and as you can see, we have got a third pilot station here. So that's got access to obviously engine controls, the joystick system, bow and stern thruster, side access gates as well for fueling. But I mean, this is a really good working deck. You feel safe here. The rails are at a nice height. You got your door on the port side there for the inside helm, which we'll talk about later. Oh, and look who we have here. Well, I think on that note, Andrew, this bow just sort of speaks for itself, doesn't it, this area? I mean...
Yeah, sorry about that. I was just chilling out on the front here, just thinking what a lovely space to be. Tilting backrest, it's very, very comfortable, and I've got full length here as well. It's really nice.
Nice spot, get three of you up there. Yeah. Just need a G&T and we'll get this video wrapped up, don't you think?
A bit early perhaps, but yeah, not a bad idea.
No, so yeah, obviously below your feet there, we've got anchor locker, plenty of stowage in there for all your fenders. I think we've got about 8 fenders in there currently at the moment, as we took this boat off the berth and we're at anchor right now. As you can see, that lovely clear crystal water of Mallorca. So, right, well I think without that, let's go on through and see the accommodation, don't you?
We'll go through the saloon, shall we?
Let's do it. So before we go in the saloon, we did miss one key feature of the cockpit, I think, don't you?
Yeah.
Definitely worth mentioning.
Schoolboy era.
Yeah.
Little wet bar in the back, cool box here, so you don't have to go into the galley and pick up all your drinks or on the flybridge, and then a trusty bin.
And some further storage, which is the cover for this right now. So, good. Good. Right, let's do the saloon, shall we? Let's
go in.
Thank you. Going in. Now, this is nice, Andrew. I like this. It's all huge. Look at the windows. Lots of light. I mean, I have to say, as we just keep going around this boat, there's nothing that I don't like about it. It just works, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, look at the sofa space. You've got comfortable sofa seating for 8 people, but it doesn't feel
cramped. No. And you got
the
a nice
windows, like you say, just gives a nice bit of light coming through. Yeah. You feel like you can actually interact with the sea outside.
Electric blinds as well. It's a nice finish, isn't it? Yeah. You know, just little things to make the boating easier. I think behind you is a nice little feature.
Drinks cabinet.
Is that Sunseeker glassware as well, I believe, isn't it?
Yes. There are
the tumblers at the bottom.
Sunglasses, Sunseeker tumbler glasses at the bottom.
Very nice finish. Rise and fall TV as well. So I think that's a push of a button on this side. Step there, that will come up.
The TVs have been recently upgraded as well for the saloon.
Is that 55 inch, I think, isn't it?
Possibly.
Both surround sound system as well, throughout the saloon as well. So, very cinema feel. Nice size, but yeah, I mean, and that doesn't encroach, and you've still got a pretty nice backdrop.
Yeah.
So it's good. So as well as the coffee table, we got internal dining here for 6 people, so 6 guests all around. Good,
nicely laid out for a bit of lunch for us later.
Yeah, of course, which follows to our port side. We've got the galley. So as we mentioned earlier about operating this boat, I mean, this boat has been built by one of our colleagues who's down in based in France, and this was built for basically to be run by crew. So as Andrew's demonstrated there, we've got the port side door out onto the walkway, and as well as the pocket door to close off the galley from the main saloon area. So I mean, tell us about the galley, Andrew. It looks pretty well equipped.
Yeah, fully equipped. I mean, the nicest thing I think is the big American fridge. So you got a big freezer unit one side and a large fridge on the other side. That's great. Miele oven, Miele hob, and then concealed away so it's not on view is the Miele microwave.
So all the mod cons, all the appliances you want. We've got dishwasher.
Got dishwasher as well.
Yeah, and as I say, with that pocket door, you can be fully closed off from the guests on board as required.
And I've got to say, the galley looks almost like it's never been used. I mean,
it looks very modern.
Yeah, it's nice and bright. The grey lacquer painted panel makes it nice.
Yeah, and the worktops.
Worktops are clean. Yeah, there really is.
Yeah,
for the age,
nice.
for our age, it doesn't look like it's been used. It's nice.
Well, I agree with you. I think that's the main statement in this room, isn't it? For sure, this galley. But yeah, no, works well. Right, lower helm. Let's go on through. It's worth mentioning this as well. So, again, real solid feel. You've got your cutleries in here. Oh, so all your cutlery there. And then I believe we have got crockery as well. All nicely laid out, ready to serve dinner when required.
We should also mention the storage on this side, because although it's not the deepest of storage, you've got additional storage all the way along.
Yeah, it's just using space everywhere made possible, but you know, not losing that quality as well. You know, those catches, they're all strong, aren't they? Heavy. The doors are, they're not light by any means. Again, obviously this can all be covered up with blinds, which this boat is. When we came on this morning, we had to, you know, it's a couple of hours prep, wasn't there, before we could get to this stage. Of course. So, right. Should we go through to lower helm?
Let's talk a little bit
technical specs and go on through.
We mentioned before you could drive and operate it yourself quite happily, but this area does lend itself to being crew. So we've got the 2 helm seats, which are Bezons only. They're electric. They rise, fall, forward, back, so you can get a nice comfortable position. But they elevate you up here, so your visibility up here is amazing. And the helm is quite a long way forwards. So there's not a lot of bow in front of you. So
it's a place to be on a long passage, isn't it?
Yeah, really? You're doing some long journeys. You're doing sort of 10 knots. Getting delivery to another port. This is where you'd be sitting. But
again, upgraded plotters. They're obviously repeaters for upstairs. Raymarine hybrid touch again. Obviously slightly bigger in the lower helm as you'd expect. And we've got side access door.
It's all nicely laid out. Throttles, thruster controls. We've got the stabiliser system, the track system currently, and you can just see at the moment there. They're keeping us lovely and firm and not rolling around. Top speed around about 20. Should get 26, 27, I think, out of this. She'll cruise comfortably at 21 knots.
It's a good size, you know. It's a good speed for the size of the boat, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, she's quite nimble as well. She's quite a nimble boat when you try to drive her. Very classic Sunseeker, really, in the hull design. It's just the deep V, and it's it goes through the water nicely. Yeah, exactly. And you can just feel that, can't you? You know, you wouldn't be sort of worried if you had a following sea or anything like that. You'd be, let's go for it, let's push on, and the boat will do it. You know. And obviously, a yacht of this size, the thrusters are upgraded. They're hydraulic. They're not battery power, so they've got lots of oomph behind them to operate. So.
And we're running now at about, is it just under or just over 1,000 hours? Is that right?
Just.
Click on, let's have a look.
Listen to the noise.
Alright, MANs,
Yeah, just over 1,000, so 1,039 hours.
So less than, it's about average really if you work that out with the age of the boat, isn't it, per season? So
I would say actually for the size of this, a yacht of this size, it's a little bit low on the hours. In fairness,
Yeah.
It's a low-houred boat for the age. 100 hours a season is.
And maintenance-wise,
Very low.
it's been well cared for.
Yeah, so she's got, she's been maintained from the 2 owners that she's had from day one. So she's always had a full maintenance every year, lifted out, engine service, all done and up to date.
Perfect. Couldn't ask for more then, really, could you? You know. So, well, I think I'm quite excited to show you guys the accommodation because I think it's quite unique on this boat, and I think you know what I'm leaning towards here, don't you? So, should we go downstairs?
Let's go and have a look, shall we?
Let's do it. 4 cabins on board.
Yeah,
on this
4
boat,
cabins.
should we say? We're having on board 4 cabins. So, and we are actually in the bow cabin, which could be mistaken for the master, although it's not.
Yeah, the space in here for a forward VIP cabin, this is...
It's surprising, isn't it? It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. I mean, you've even got a walk-in wardrobe. It's got a safe. I mean, behind me is the TV, which I know we mentioned has been upgraded, but I'm stood now up by the bed, and I'm not the tallest person in the world, don't get me wrong, but there's still great height to go, But even the size of the ensuite, it's very much mistaken. Well, not mistaken, that's the wrong word, should we say, but you could mistake it for the master cabin. However, stay with us because the master cabin's even more impressive than this, isn't it?
Absolutely.
But
it is. It's huge.
It's huge.
It's huge.
It's just huge. It's all we can really say. It's huge. You got VIP, walk-in wardrobe on a VIP.
And you have to also remember that we talk about the quality in certain things, but actually the actual
look at the woodwork
and the feeling in the boat. I mean, for the age of the boat, she's in really, really top condition down here.
Yeah, it's been
really well looked after.
We've said it a few times in the video now, but you can definitely see that both owners have cared for this boat throughout its ownership.
Absolutely. Should we go down and look at the twin cabins as well?
Yeah, let's do it.
Come down through the companionway here, and the ensuite for the starboard guest cabin is also doubles up as the day head.
So that's your Jack and Jill style there, isn't it?
But again, I mean, even for a day head and an ensuite for let's say the 3rd or 4th cabin, it's a good bathroom space. It's a good size.
And you've got, I mean, just to your left as well, it's worth mentioning, as well as one in the crew cabin, we've got another washer dryer, or just a washer.
So if you're using the boat yourself and you don't really want your crew or anybody else to be doing your private underwear and things, maybe, then perhaps you can do your own washing here. And then starboard side, we've got a twin cabin, 2 singles. And on the port side is mirror of that with its own ensuite, but these ones can actually, the inner bed can slide over to create a double. So you've got the flexibility on this boat to have 3 doubles, or 2 doubles and 2 twins. And again, ensuite, great size,
but
great
even
space.
the ensuite on the guest, the port and starboard twin cabins is still huge, isn't it? It's no one's drawn a short straw here and had a pokey ensuite, or even a pokey cabin for that matter. It's still huge in here, isn't it?
You also, when you're walking through, you forget, and it's all one level because there's no steps, there's no stepping up or down. But
no.
look at the head height. I mean, again, I'm not that tall.
Well, we're similar sizes, but
even so, there's still adequate head height. You don't feel enclosed. It's nice.
No. And
again, the condition. I mean, it's you're looking at it in. For the age of the boat, she's in really, really tip-top condition.
I mean, there's nothing I've personally seen myself that we've gone through at the moment and gone, okay, it does really portray well, this boat, doesn't it? It presents really well.
100%.
So with that, I think it's now time to reveal the master cabin that I think, we were impressed with the VIP cabin, but this cabin really does just finish this boat off.
I walked in here earlier and we're on anchor, obviously, but look at the light in this cabin.
It's beautiful,
I mean, you wouldn't think you're in the depths of the boat, so to speak. I mean, the light coming in, and we haven't got a bright day, but look at it.
Midships master, as you would expect, but it's just huge, isn't it? It is just huge, and as you say, with the light, with those huge 4-hole windows, which you can open the windows at either end.
Yep.
So that's also a nice feature. Get some fresh air in here. Nice sofa, TV's been upgraded again. Huge walk-in wardrobe on this cabin with a safe, which is a nice little touch. Stowage everywhere. You've got you know, 4 big drawers under the bed. They all pull
either
out.
side.
Yeah.
I mean, the walk-in wardrobe means that the storage space in the cabin doesn't need to be so great, which allows you to have the comfort of a sofa, because you've got hanging space and cupboard space in there as well. Full height hanging rail.
And then you go through then onto the, again, another huge ensuite, which is clearly the best on board, as you'd expect, you know. But I think this cabin really sets the wow factor on this boat, doesn't it? You know.
Yeah, and I think certainly today with the light coming in here, you get a real impression of how.
Yeah. Well, we've had to keep the blind down on the starboard side just to, you know,
dim it down a little bit.
Yeah. Otherwise we'd be in here with sunglasses on, and it's not what we want, is it?
Exactly.
So, good. So I mean, that's the accommodation. I think the last thing to show you guys is we'll show you around the crew cabin. For those of you that are potentially thinking of having a crew on board, it's always worthwhile, because I think, you know, even if you didn't have a crew on board, it's water toy storage, should we say?
Or additional guests.
Grandkids love it, don't they? Little kids
like getting in there. I think they're a bit special in the back there. And then through to the engine room. We'll do that as well. Yeah.
Come on and let's do it.
Okay.
So we're going down into the crew cabin now, and as we've mentioned throughout this video, just the size of it down here. So if you are considering running the crew on this boat, perhaps, you've got on the port side here twin bed setup, so you could have a deckhand or a stewardess perhaps, or even just additional space. Sure, you've got a washer dryer here, and then behind me you've then got another cabin, which is the captain's cabin, to just squeeze all the storage. It is February, so as you can imagine, the boat is just obviously been laid up for winter, but yeah, good size captain's cabin there. Additional safe, obviously VHF, access to everything that they want to perhaps keep an eye on if they're on watch, etc. And then through here we have toilet, sink and a shower, and a secondary access, or the crew access, shall we say, to the engine rooms. Where, look who we have here. So you've gone from lying on the bow to now servicing the engines. I mean, it's
man of many talents.
Yeah.
I hope you can hear me over the noise of the generator.
So Andrew, we're in the engine room. It's not that warm, clearly.
No.
Talk us through it.
Great space in here, good head height. Really easy for visibility for doing any checks. Obviously you've got these lovely big MAN V12 engines here. You've got twin generators. Obviously one of them you can hear rattling away next to us. It's running all the services while we're on anchor. We've just turned the stabilisers off, because in here the main hydraulic pack for the stabilisers in here.
We've got a water maker on board, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got a large water maker. Yeah. We've got the bathing ladder stairs that go out storage to the platform.
Nice crate storage, I like that.
Yeah, storage on the top.
And that's quite easy access from the hatch, isn't it? So you don't necessarily need to come down this way. But yeah, I mean, huge engine room. Everything.
And all of it's, as I said before, very easy to get to for maintenance purposes. We've also got the parasol for the bow that's stowed in here. So this we can slide up through the hatch, take it to the foredeck, and we've got 2 fixing points for the parasol on the bow to give you some sunshade. Nice
bit of shade, all that. Yeah. Huge exhausts, as you'd expect on these. What size are these engines?
That's a good question.
We'll have to check the spec on that one.
Double check you that one.
Yeah. Well,
chiller unit for the air cons for the whole boat. So all your aircon in the boats just run of air handlers, so it's nice and quiet. 4 big chiller units, obviously the fire suppression system. All your switches, all your spec.
Well, I think that's enough for in here. It's getting quite warm now.
Yeah.
So Andrew, I think that concludes the tour of what I think is a great boat all round for its age, condition, spec. It's a good boat, this one, isn't it, don't you?
Yeah, every so often one comes along, and this is one of those. It's really well maintained, and yeah. Look, I hope the tour was good and useful for everybody. If you want more information, just give us a call. All the details are on the bottom of the screen. Just give us a call. You know, we can look after you. We can guide you around. We can find berthing. We can get servicing arranged. We can do everything for you here in Mallorca or anywhere else in any of the destinations from the Sunseeker London Group.
As we mentioned at the start of the video, this is our stock boat. You know, and as Andrew just said then, anywhere you're thinking of boating in Europe, we can look after you and provide assistance as required. So yeah, I'm sure there'll be a link in the bottom, if not rolling across the screen now. But yeah, get in touch, we'll be happy to help. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. See you soon.